This guy comes in on Fridays. He tells us about things to see in the theater, streaming, music. He's remarkable. He is someone who comes and goes on a rainbow. He's the culture blaster, Michael Snyder. Hi, guys.
Hey, Mark, hello,
right
Kim, howdy, Albert, and hi, remarkables. You guys are the best. And now that the deed is done, congrats to Mr. and Mrs. Thompson.
Thank you, pal. Thank you.
No sign of Courtney in the green room today, but I did see that she had the prenup framed and placed on the mantle above the fireplace.
It was that was the ugliest part of the process.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I heard you making fun of the government tariffing brass and woodwind instruments with the suggestion that they're financing terrorism. How quick we forget when Benny Goodman was accused of assault with a deadly clarinet.
Oh, yeah. That was an ugly chapter in
That's
American
one for
history.
our old jazz heads. Anyway, we should get down to business. It's movie time. Let's kick off with one of those films that I would call...
It was great. I loved it.
I know. I loved it too.
A popcorn muncher. You know, it's those movies that are released and they're not going to stand the test of time, and you just go and you have a good time. And,
Sure.
you know, they're entertainment in its purest form. So The End of Oak Street, which is the title, and it has a dual meaning. It has a kind of an Amblin, Steven Spielberg, E.T.-ish vibe to it. There's a troubled family that are thrust into extraordinary circumstances, life-threatening in this case. The setting is a Detroit suburb in July of 1982, so you got the period thing going on. And mom and dad, who are played by Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, no slouches there, they are present at a block party. And that night, a storm hits their neighborhood. And when people wake up, they realize that the entire neighborhood has been transported somewhere else. And there are dangers that lurk in this new environment. And the family has to sort of band together, and you have to deal with the neighbors and all their quirks and deal with these strange things that are happening. And I kind of don't want to go into great detail, but yeah, there are creatures. And I have to say, the director...
By the way, if you're looking, The End of Oak Street, it's kind of vertical. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way the poster is, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but because if you look closely at the poster, and you are in the video component
It's
of the
from
Mark
it's
Thompson
from
show.
above.
Yeah, but what you see are also footprints. And if you look a little closer, they're footprints. Anyway, that's not the point.
Is this it's produced by J.J. Abrams? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Albert. You got so it's a big creature with big footprints.
So
Wow.
I have to tell you, the writer and director of this film, David Robert Mitchell, came to my attention with a movie called Under the Silver Lake, which was a low-budget kind of personality-driven drama, and he actually made serious inroads with a very successful and creepy horror movie that didn't really show creatures or monsters. It's called It Follows, and I bring it up because one of the good things about this movie is how expert Mitchell is at generating tension with unseen threats. Eventually, you will see what they're coping with, and oh my God, they are astonishingly believable creatures when you see them.
Wow.
And that's a tribute to the development of CGI technology.
Sure.
Remember, we spoke earlier in the year about one of my favorite films of the year, The Sheep Detectives, and I was joking.
Oh, yeah.
I joked about like the Superman with Chris Reeves had a line on the poster, "You'll believe a man can fly." And then I said, yeah, you'll believe a sheep can talk. And I'm telling you, when you see this movie, while you're in the film and in the throes of the drama and the thrills and the mystery and the excitement, you know, you'll believe these things are legit.
No, that's great. I got to see that Sheep Detectives again. They solve a murder, as I recall. Yeah, I think I got to see that again. Anyway, this is called End of Oak Street. You recommend it?
Yeah, they don't quite stick the landing, but they don't really flub it either. It's not a classic, but it's an entertaining watch that kept my eyes glued to the screen. And
What
my
else do you
hands
have, oh,
clenched
great,
on the armrest? It's in theaters everywhere.
It's in theaters. What else do you have? Oh, great.
I have
Culture
something
Blaster.
else. The Rivals of Amaziah King is a kind of a blithe mix of crime drama and mystery with a
Blithe is a dang
charismatic,
word.
a charismatic lead actor in Matthew McConaughey. All right, and some jaunty musical interludes. It kind of occasionally meanders and has a couple of shocking moments, but you know, I don't know. There's a few choice musical numbers, and that, along with this rough-hewn, all-American geniality, and there's a cast of colorful characters that sometimes act against their own best interest, made me think of the Coen Brothers movies.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
This is not a Coen Brothers movie, but it's got that vibe. Okay. So Amziah King, which would be McConaughey, likes nothing more than getting together with his fellow bluegrass aficionados and playing music. In fact, when we first encounter him, he and his fellow musicians have gotten together to jam in the parking lot of a local fast food drive-in in this kind of rural Oklahoma area. Very folksy. But his other passion is his honey-making business, which employs a few of the folks in his band, some of whom are ex-cons. And it turns out that the honey business is a big deal in that part of the country, and it's under siege from some rivals in the honey game. And the theft of some valuable beehives sets the story in motion. And complicating matters is the return to town of Amziah's Native American foster daughter, played by a fledgling actress named Angelina Lookinglass, and she's damn good in this, as a matter of fact. This is a young woman whose relationship with Amziah has been rocky, but she comes back to town, and Amziah decides to mentor her, and eventually the intent is to leave her the business. But the enemies have other plans, and Kurt Russell plays the most treacherous of Amziah's rivals, and he's pretty fearsome. You know, Kurt Russell, what can you say? Lookinglass is very good, and so are the various supporting actors, including Cole Sprouse, Tony Revolori, and Owen Teague. But this is McConaughey's show, and he's got that charisma, baby. And then he starts to mentor his heir, and she becomes pivotal to it. This is directed and co-written by Andrew Patterson. And Andrew
is this a period thing, or is this just to present day?
It's sort of.
It looks like just based on the art that the car is like from the 70s or something.
It's got a kind of a period vibe, but it is a timeless story. And
okay,
I don't think that the period is as important as you would think.
That's a real thing, by the way, the stealing of the honey and the bees.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
real. That's a super real thing.
And the hives are incredibly valuable to these businesses.
Exactly.
So I wanted to point out that the director and co-writer, Andrew Patterson, I don't want to be all IMDb, but this guy made a very super cool 1950s set sci-fi alien contact dramedy called The Vast of Night, which I think people should seek out. And it shows his skill level as he was starting out as a director and filmmaker, and he's still got the skill. This is in select theaters, and I thought it was very cool.
Wow. What else do you have a great culture blast?
Well, Mark, we've seen a number of stoner comedies, most of them, like maybe Pineapple Express, featuring Seth Rogen for some reason.
How about weed
America's
smokers, Dad?
favorite dope smoker, is he not? Anyway, and other guys. But finally, we've waited so long, we get one where the women get ripped too and screw up in amazing fashion. And the movie we're talking about is called The Wrong Girls. And it is it's a case of sisters doing it for themselves, if you will. So you got this distaff stoner comedy. There are a number of laugh-out-loud moments and some flat-out lunacy, and it goes around the bend. So you have a pair of scruffy female BFFs who live in what appears to be LA's Silver Lake neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken.
Stay at home and get baked.
And they go off the rails. Kristen Stewart, not particularly known for comedy, is really good as Frankie, who is kind of a delivery driver type. And Aaliyah Shawkat, who is definitely known for her comedic skills, is her roommate, Molly, a wannabe gourmet chef. The besties get as high as they can whenever they can, with things like paying the rent, or we'll put that on the back burner. Not as important as getting stoned. So there's a case of the wrong parcel being delivered to the wrong people here, and these bong-smoking girls end up ingesting an experimental drug that appears to grant them telepathy and the ability to even speak with animals, dogs, cats, squirrels, etc. Could all be in their mind because, they're stoned as hell.
Of course.
But this is a powerful, high-value substance, so there are going to be some bad actors after it, and the girls are targeted. Wacky chases ensue. There's like dope parties, craziness, off-the-wall stuff, but it's funny. And check out this list of cameos. Kate Blanchett, Tony Hale, Lakeith Stanfield, Kate McKinnon plays the doctor who developed this like new weird drug, Gina Davis, and voicing animals, how perfect, Seth Rogen and Kumail Nanjiani. And by the way, Kristen Stewart's wife, Dylan Meyer wrote and directed this, and it works. As the leads in The Wrong Girls, I will say that Stewart and Shawkat proved to be the right girls for the job. The movie is in theaters this weekend.
Wow. So you liked it. You really liked it.
I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
You like those stoner movies, Michael?
Well, no, not necessarily. You know
I mean,
what?
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, there you go.
It's my opinion that he likes him. I think.
Quickly, we saw a really terrific Willem Dafoe movie last week called Late Fame, which I completely was caught up in. I really appreciated it to the point that I wrote part of my column in the Voice of San Francisco this week about that movie and about Tony, the biopic about Anthony Bourdain. So
that's at
it's in the Voice of San Francisco. It's in my column.
.org.
There's
That's
a new
voicesf.org.
a new Willem Dafoe movie comes out this weekend. It's called The Birthday Party, and it's about a very wealthy, powerful tycoon. Reminded me a lot of Aristotle Onassis. This is set in the mid-1970s on a Mediterranean island where this guy, played by Dafoe, is going to throw a big birthday party for his daughter and heir, Sophia. And the party brings all these people he knows together, including his current significant other and a young writer named, his name is unimportant. He's the young writer who has a romantic relationship with Sophia, the daughter. And this is against the tycoon's wishes. He's a British guy, and he's played by the terrific actor Joe Cole, who was in Peaky Blinders and Ipcress File. So you got some quality acting here. Director Miguel Angel Jimenez also was one of the co-screenwriters, and a largely European or Mediterranean cast other than the people that I denoted. And it kind of caught me up. It was like one of those one night in the lap of luxury. But we see so much turbulence and so much control and the manipulation that's being exercised by this, obviously damaged but powerful man. And Dafoe, he's just fantastic. So it's not great. It's in limited theater release, and it's available for streaming. The Birthday Party. If you're a fan of Dafoe's, it's certainly worth checking out.
I'm intrigued. I am going to actually stream it. So where can I stream it? In the streamable places.
Yes, in the usual places. Vic Carmen's son playing Sophia. She's a Scandinavian actress. She's good. It's not great, but I thought, wow.
All right, it's intriguing. I'll stream it. What else do you have?
Let's just wrap things up with The Brink of War. This is a movie about a very famous situation, which was a summit conference in Iceland between Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, because of the arms race. The nuclear bombs were proliferating, and things were kind of going bonkers. Sure. And they're basically, destruction was just a button push away. And so they had this summit during Reagan's, I believe it was his first term, but this is a movie that dramatizes that. And, I kind of kept waiting for the Reagan moment, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Oh, yeah.
That never happens. They're in Reykjavik at some house. And this is kind of my reaction to this. It's kind of like my reaction to Michelle Williams as Marilyn Monroe and Brendan Fraser as Dwight Eisenhower. I have a tough time buying the fine actor Jeff Daniels as the Gipper himself, Ronald Reagan, and I have an even tougher time buying J.K. Simmons as George Shultz's advisor because, Bay Area guy for many, many years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And, he was, he was quite a figure in the social scene in the Bay Area in his later years.
No.
Jared Harris, on the other hand, as Mikhail Gorbachev, fares better, but this is dry stuff, despite the stakes. And I do want to point out that it is being produced or been produced by the conservative Christian-run movie company Angel Studios. And it's kind of a little selective revisionist hero worship of Ronald Reagan on some level.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that even from not Christian community, but go ahead.
Well, talented actors are involved, and we do get to see Mommy briefly, Nancy Reagan, Mommy, played by the great Hope Davis. So, they didn't stint on the talent, but I just couldn't get past the Jeff Daniels of him.
I see.
Which is, I guess my prerogative as a reviewer. The movie is, again, The Brink of War. If you're interested in this kind of historical thing, I suppose it's worthwhile, but I just found it a little on the dull side. And no faulting the two leads and Simmons. all of them are terrific actors and compelling when on screen. It is in wide release.
Leave us with a chaser from TV, if you would, please.
All right, let's lighten things up. I'm going to say briefly, I'll talk about it maybe at greater length next week, but the fourth season of Reacher with Alan Ritchson as that Hulk with a brain and snark, who is sort of the, a traveling, he's kind of a wandering do-gooder, former Army guy who basically wants to help people and ends up solving mysteries and risking his life. It's back on Amazon Prime, but I do want to point out Stewart Fails to Save the Universe is the first true sequel to The Big Bang Theory from Big Bang Theory creator Chuck Lorre, and it takes some side characters from the show and thrusts them into an astonishing and very funny half-hour sitcom without canned laughter and with a lot of special effects. As Stewart, the guy who runs the comic book store where all the Big Bang Theory guys buy their comic books, and he's always beleaguered and put upon, he finds himself being forced to try to prevent the end of all things when a device created by the three main nerds in the Big Bang Theory off screen starts thrusting him and three others from the supporting cast from universe to universe. We hear about alternate universes. Marvel has made it a staple of their current run of movies. And Stewart is trying to get home and stop whatever's happening from happening. And he's aided and abetted in this by a woman who has won his heart, Denise, played by Lauren Lapkus. The great Brian Posen, a big burly stand-up, plays Bert Kibler, his best friend. And
I just saw him the other day at Starbucks.
You can't miss him.
He's huge.
He is. John Ross Bowie as the guy, the nemesis to the Big Bang Theory brainiacs, Barry Kripke. And guess what? In each episode so far, someone from the original series pops back in some alternate version. I found it really entertaining to date, and I'm enjoying it immensely.
It's on HBO Max.
It is.
Stewart Fails to Save the Universe, and he also recommends Does the Culture Blaster Reacher.
Yeah.
And the new season of Reacher. The Brink of War is the true-to-life, dramatized events around the Cold War era nuclearization and Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev. Michael liked it provisionally. It wasn't crazy for it, though.
I thought it was pretty, like I said, dry.
Yeah.
And I just can't get past, that's Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, exactly. Daniels has got to, I guess they can't get anybody else to play presidents now. It's got to be Jeff Daniels always. He's the new, who was the other guy who used to be president all the time?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, definitely. But I was thinking there's a white guy, too. What's his name?
Michael Douglas. No, that was a movie where you played.
Yeah, not Jeff Daniels.
I don't know.
Come on, he died. He died. He's a dead white actor.
Well.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I've got to flip all the cards. Yeah.
Moving on.
That's called The Brink of War. The Birthday Party is the new Willem Dafoe movie. It's the tycoon who's going to throw a big birthday party for his daughter. A young writer has this romance with the tycoon's daughter.
And the tycoon don't like it.
Yeah. Michael said it's oddly intriguing and kind of got into it. And I'm going to watch it. It's streamable. Bill Pullman, thank you. Why couldn't you come up with Bill Pullman? Thank you, Hilo Karen. Thank you, Hilo Karen. Bill Pullman, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Well done.
Isn't
he the same actor as Jeff Daniels?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, I have to say, if you're going to watch a Willem Dafoe movie, try to find Late Fame. It's a better film than The Birthday Party.
Oh, Late Fame. Yes, that is.
But anyway, no, I'm sorry. I derailed you. Go on.
Late Fame and the Sheep Detectives. I have to see them both. That's The Birthday Party. It is streamable, I believe, and also in select theaters, or one of the two.
Both.
Both. The Wrong Girls is the stoner movie.
Where are my weed smokers at?
And Michael liked it.
Dude,
apparently, there are a lot of very impressive people in it, and he liked it for what it was.
It does not fly, though, unless Kristen Stewart and Aaliyah Shawkat are good together, and they have great chemistry. And again, I was surprised at how good at comedy Kristen Stewart is.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, the dude is the real stoner.
Has it ever occurred to you
All right,
that instead of
Right.
running around,
Okay,
blaming me. Given the nature of all this news, this could be a lot more.
Thank you.
Complex. I mean, it's not just. It might not be just such a simple.
This is not a classic Mark Thompson time waster.
The rivals of Amziah King, Matthew McConaughey's movie, shocking moments, choice musical numbers involving the theft of those beehives and the honey business, Angelina Looking Glass, Kurt Russell. He likes it.
Oh, yeah.
The rivals of Amziah King in theaters now, and he started with the end of Oak Street, which has a double meaning that is revealed. Family foisted into troubling circumstances. Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway, a neighborhood transported. It sounded intriguing. And he said the CGI is insane. It's real looking.
Jaw-dropping.
You liked it, right?
I liked it, but it's, again, once you're out of the theater or turn off your stream, okay, fine.
It's forgettable, is your point.
Yeah, it's not quite Spielberg, but it actually...
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, but it worked for me. And again, I really liked It Follows, the movie done by this director, the previous film, and he has a real way of building tension, and that's what this is about. It's, like...
Builds the tension strongly, you say, and it works. Love the Culture Blaster, says Norm. Norm loves that Culture Blaster.
Norm.
Culture Blaster, if you like listening to the Culture Blaster, you will love reading the Culture Blaster because he's an even better writer. Find Michael Snyder at thevoicesf.org. Thevoicesf.org. He's here on Fridays. He comes and goes on a rainbow. Culture Blaster, bye-bye.
See y'all. Catch you next week.
Yeah.